Hello everyone, myself Vasundhara Garg, Assistant Professor in Babu Banarsi Das University. Today we are covering the topic Media and Ethics. Our first topic is Working Journalist Conditions of Service Act. The Working Journalist Act is an Indian law that provides for the regulation of conditions of service and work of journalists. It was enacted in 1955 and applied to working journalists employed in newspapers and news agencies. The Act provides for various provisions related to the condition of service of journalists, including working hours, leave, termination of service, and wages. It also established a wage board for journalists to determine fair wages and condition of service. The next one is Press Council Act. The Press Council Act was passed in 1978 with the aim of establishing a self-regulatory body for the press in India. The council is responsible for maintaining high standard of journalism and ensuring that the freedom of press is not misused. And following are the functions of the Press Council: to help newspaper maintain their independence, to ensure that newspaper do not violate the norms of journalistic conduct, to ensure that newspaper do not publish anything that is against the public interest, to receive complaints against the press and take appropriate action. And following are the criticism of the Press Council: that despite its noble intention, the Press Council has been criticized for being ineffective in regulating the press. Some critics argue that it is too close to the government and lack of power to make meaningful action against errant journalists and or media organizations. Now come to the self-regulation and other issues. Media ethics is a crucial issue in journalism. It is a matter of balancing the public's right to know with the need to maintain privacy and protect individuals from harm. The debate between self-regulation and legal regulation has been ongoing for years, and it remains an issue within the industry. What is the role of self-regulation? Self-regulation is a process by which the media industry regulates itself. It involves creating codes of conduct and standards that journalists must adhere to. The Working Journalist Act and the Press Council Act are the two examples of self-regulation in India. And what are the challenges with self-regulation? One of the biggest challenges with self-regulation is enforcing the codes of conduct and standards. There is no legal authority to enforce these rules, and some media organizations may choose to ignore them. Additionally, self-regulation may not be sufficient to address all ethical issues that arise in journalism. Other ethical issues in journalism. In addition to self-regulation, there are other ethical issues that journalists must consider. These include issues such as accuracy, fairness, and objectivity in reporting. Journalists must also be mindful of the potential harm that their reporting may cause to individuals or groups. Now come to the media ethics. Media ethics is a field of study that deals with the ethical principles and standards of media. It covers a wide range of topics including broadcast media, film, theatre, the arts, print media, the internet. Media ethics refers to the principles and values that guide the behavior of journalists and other media professionals. These principles include accuracy, fairness, impartiality, and accountability. Ethical considerations are particularly important in journalism as the media plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion and providing information to the public. Our next topic is difference between self-regulation and legal regulation. What is self-regulation? The media industry has traditionally relied on self-regulation to maintain ethical standards. This approach allows journalists and media organizations to set their own standards and guidance for reporting and editorial practices. Self-regulation is often seen as more flexible and adaptable to changing circumstances than a legal regulation. And what is legal regulation? Legal regulation, on the other hand, involves the creation of laws and regulation by government bodies to enforce ethical standards in the media industry. This approach is often seen as more objective and impartial, but can also be more rigid and less responsive to changing circumstances. The Working Journalist Act and Press Council Act are examples of legal regulation in India. So we can say that the debate between self-regulation and legal regulation in the media industry is an ongoing one. Self-regulation refers to the practice of the media industry setting its own ethical standards and enforcing them through internal mechanisms such as codes of conduct and ombudsman. Legal regulation, on the other hand, involves government intervention in the form of laws and regulation that set ethical standards and impose penalties for violation. So, summarizing the main finding and key takeaway from the discussion on media and journalists, self-regulation, ethics, and the role of legal regulation in the media industry.